with some obviously very wound-up athletes right now. We are relaxing poolside at Yeppoon, getting ready for the Ironman 70.3 in Yeppoon, and we've got Tim Reed.
G'day.
And Lisa Marangon.
Hello.
Now, I said that right, didn't I?
Yeah.
Excellent. I've got to get that right for Sunday. Now, these two are reigning champions from last year, and both, I believe, broke the course record last year. Tim, I want to ask you, what's it like going into a race with, well, you've got one massive target on your back after being the reigning champion and now the course record holder as well?
Yeah, I think it's not a typical position for me, so it's nice, and I've sort of been trying to talk down the expectations of some of the other guys because, you really don't want them targeting you the whole race. You try and get through these things a little bit easier if you can. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit of pressure is nice, but I'm trying to talk it down.
All right, so we won't take this video onto the website. And how about you, Lisa? How does it feel with that target on your back? We were talking earlier, and you too have been flying under the radar a little bit of late as well.
Yeah, I mean, as Tim said, it's not, not putting the pressure on yourself. Like, I'm not going into this race having that on the back of my head. I'm getting into this race, having it as my race, the start of my race season, really, just to see where I'm at, because I've had a bit of a break and got back into it, and just want to go out there and enjoy it, not have that pressure.
So you feel like you're here to have fun, obviously race hard, but here to have a bit of fun and enjoy being back out there on the circuit? Oh,
absolutely. Like, I've been out of racing for 3 months, which doesn't sound too long, but, when you're a professional and you race a lot of times of the year, especially through winter as well, 3 months is a long time. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to get back to it and, have fun.
Awesome. Now, Tim, last year I think it was a 1:12:46, 45 that you smashed out here on the half marathon course. I know you don't want to talk it up, but do you have that kind of speed in your legs at the moment, particularly because you're heading to Vegas very soon for the World Championships as well?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think last year I came here and just basically slept for a few days. Both Maddie White and I were, pretty new dads, and we just rested, and I felt pretty fresh on race day. And this week I've come in with a lot more training under the belt. We're pretty much not tapering at all to try and keep the training going for Vegas. So the goal is certainly not to run that fast, if that makes sense, because it does take a lot longer to recover from. So I know my tactic will be just to really push the bike and try and get a few minutes there and run a little bit slower. Because, Vegas didn't work out that well for me last year, and I think maybe I peaked a little bit too early. So just changing things around a little bit.
So ideally you'll be out near the front off the bike, and if you are leading on the run, you'll be able to rein it back in a bit.
I think with guys like Mitch Robbins, I'd really have to get off the bike a little bit ahead, otherwise I will have to push. There's no option, you're just going to have to run fast if you get off with them. So I feel my cycling's every year's getting a little bit better, so I'd like to get a couple of minutes on those guys, particularly in the back half of the bike ride, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Now, just quickly, I want to talk about the bike. I've read a few pros lately have sort of been saying that, traditionally they are actually very fast runners, but by the time it gets to a run in a half Ironman or in an Ironman, they've been a bit destroyed because their bike isn't actually strong enough. That's kind of a fair thing to say for you, in terms of you've had to work on your bike, so I guess that 1:12 split isn't as hard as what it used to be. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially with the 12-metre drafting gaps in Australia now, you can't run well if you're not strong on the bike. Yeah. It's that simple. So everyone is being forced to really pick up their cycling, and then if you want to run fast, it's off the back of good riding. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't just be a fast runner, you have to be a strong runner.
Yeah. So. Absolutely. Now, Lisa, just talking about cycling, which is, you're strong across all three disciplines, but let's face it, your cycling is pretty strong as well. How's your cycling going? Can you see that you can still improve on some of your times, like, say, for example, compared to last year?
You improve every year that you keep racing. You just work on different things and you find what works for you and what doesn't. Having a bit more consistency and staying in Australia over the past, for the winter actually, last year I was overseas, I've been able to be consistent for 8 weeks, not get injured, not get sick, and I think that consistency is going to like really pay off. So yeah, I mean, it's playing those tactics on race day where you are a place from the swim and just, you know, building into it and getting the nutrition right, and obviously the run is just as important as the cycling. So yeah, I just want to make sure I'm consistent throughout all 3 disciplines, not just on the bike.
And just looking at your competition, have you sussed out, there's 5 women racing on Sunday, have you sussed out your competition?
I mean, there is only a few of us. Obviously, Gina's in really good form. She's training for Kona, and she's had a really good season of racing. She did Samoa last week, and she had a really good result. And it's how she's recovered from that for this race, I feel, you know, could work to my advantage or not. But I'm obviously going to be out there doing my thing and just focusing on myself and what I have to do, not worrying about what the other girls are doing, and see whoever gets across the finish line first, and hopefully it's me.
Fair call. Last question. This could be potentially the last year for Yeppoon, 70.3 or half Ironman, however it may or may not play out. Any sort of last words that you want to say about this race? You've been here quite a few times.
Yeah, this is my third year racing here. I think it's a real shame, obviously, that an event like this is going to go, and I think we're lucky in Australia that overall events are increasing, but you can't beat the history of races, and there's something about races that have been run for 15 years or 20 years, and I really hope that there's a way that this race can come back in the future, even if it's not in the immediate future, because yeah, I think history is important in triathlon, and races like this sell out because of that history. So, yeah.
So we'll hopefully see you back here.
I hope so. I hope Yeppoon one day returns.
And how about you, Lisa?
Oh, I absolutely agree with Tim. And also, it's really nice to have, you know, this race is really the season opener for Australia's season. It's coming into summertime, so you know, it being on the first of the points as well for professionals. Yeah, just it's such a nice place to get away from, especially, you know, from New South Wales, Melbourne, and prepping for people that are actually doing Vegas and Kona. Yep. So yeah.
For sure. Well, as you can see, it's a hive of activity. It's not. It's a very relaxed race here, which is great. I think that's one of the important aspects of this race here. Tim, Lisa, all the best on Sunday, and we'll see how the race pans out.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
See ya.